When people join ties for a meal, they're sometimes amazed at the number of dishes that appear. But they're eaten at a leisurely pace, and when the food is good, folks don't bother saving room for dessert. So sweets like the one we're about to make are usually eaten as a snack. We're going to make what is a fairly simple custard using coconut cream, and we're going to serve it in a small, ripe pumpkin. Since pumpkin is not native to Southeast Asia, it seems likely that the first Thai cooks who used it were intrigued by the possibilities for presentation. This pumpkin is about 6 inches across or 15 centimeters, making it the ideal size. We start by slicing off the top the same way you would prepare a Halloween jack-o'-lantern. Clean out the seeds and the pulp the same way. If you'd like to see what a pumpkin and squash patch in Thailand looks like, we visit one in the culinary tour on this DVD. Now we rinse it in some room temperature water. Notice we haven't discarded the lid, which we're not quite finished with yet. You should be able to get a slice or two of flesh from the inside of the lid, which we cut into little cubes. We drop them in the pumpkin. Later, when we steam it, they'll float to the top. Now let's make our custard. First, we'll add 3 eggs. This coconut cream that Room is shaking is very good quality. You're likely to get yours in a can or perhaps in an envelope in a powdered form. We're going to use a half a cup. The next ingredient we'll add is palm sugar. As its name implies, it comes from the palm tree. Its taste is intensely sweet, and we'll use a 1/4 cup. In this recipe, we use cane sugar in addition to palm sugar, about a 1/4 cup. We add fresh pandan leaves to desserts for flavor and fragrance. If you can't get fresh ones, use about a 1/4 cup of dried if they're available. Or if not, try a dash of vanilla extract to flavor your custard. Squeezing the pandan leaves like this releases their flavor into the mixture. Pandan leaves are also used as a natural coloring agent in some crispy sweet treats made from rice flour and other desserts. They also make a refreshing juice. You'll see how they grow on the culinary tour. Make sure you give your leaves a couple of real good squeezes. So with our egg and coconut cream mixture nicely flavored, we pour it through a sieve to make it nice and smooth. Now we only fill the pumpkin about 3/4 of the way to the top because when the custard steams it will expand. We wrap the pumpkin very well in plastic before steaming it so that it stays in one piece. But before we steam it, we make a few holes in the top with the tip of the knife to let it breathe a little. Now let's go to the stove. This nice big double boiler could accommodate a few of these pumpkins, so you could easily use a smaller one. Now if we look inside, we can see that the top has holes in it that allow the steam from the water underneath to heat the pumpkin. Over gently boiling water, it will take about 50 minutes to an hour, depending on the size of the pumpkin, for the custard to cook. We're back, and we're ready to test our custard. We use the same method we might use for testing a cake. We put this wooden stick in, and if it comes out dry, the custard is cooked. Done?
Done.
Now for the fun part. This is a serrated knife, and it's what we're going to use to cut our pumpkin into slices. We leave the plastic on for our first cut. If you take the time to acquire some skills in Thai-style fruit and vegetable carving, which we teach at SITCA, you'll find, not surprisingly, that the pumpkin is one of the best foods there is for applying these fascinating sculpting techniques. Pumpkins aren't just used in desserts in Thai cuisine. We also add them to soups. Their relatively mild and sweet flavor and the consistency of the flesh also makes them a perfect vehicle for some spicy curries. The sign of a perfectly cooked pumpkin custard is a nice uniformly cream color with no traces of overcooked egg. Remember what I said earlier about the possibilities for presenting a pumpkin? We think this custard is a rather good example.